Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Adjust that a little bit. There we go. All right. Welcome back, guys. Happy Friday. We made it. We made it to Friday. What a week it's been. Man, I'm feeling good. What a week it's been. Right back into it. Got our first 5-figure day yesterday in a long time. It's still a fun ride, man. It's like even after this many years of trading, you go through those, those little dips, and then you build out of them, and it's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. It's wouldn't choose any other profession. That's for sure. The levels will guide you. What do you think about that one, NVIDIA? What do you think about that one today? The levels will guide you. That might be a nice t-shirt, huh? I like that on the t-shirt. Right in the back, just straight down the back. The levels will guide you. Right centered, right down the back of a t-shirt. Very happy with your performance so far. Nice job, Margin. Who else is having a good month? Good month, bad month? We learning at least. If we're having a bad month, do we feel like we're better than we were last month? That's really the key. How do we feel again? How do we feel against the previous month, the previous quarter? Do we feel like we're learning something? All right, it's typically the right way to try to guide your performance as a newer trader. Let the levels be your guide. 19,000 on the week. Damn. Nice job, closer. Hell yeah. Bad in learning? All right, well, learning is good. Learning is good. Better week so far. Good. All right. Yeah, I like the coin action today, Matt. That's going to be something I'm watching. A little bit of coin action. Bitcoin, you guys know we've been talking about that. Bitcoin, matter of time. It's only a matter of time, Bitcoin. It looks like it's starting to show us something, so it's time to start watching for sure. Nice job, Chef. One of the best you've had. Hell yeah. Well, if Tesla keeps going, Chef, then it's going to be even better, huh? All right. So today is Friday. We have inflation expectations, consumer sentiment at around 10 o'clock. So we'll see, maybe wait a few minutes for that to come out today, see what the action is there. All-time highs on the SPY yesterday. We're tapping all-time highs. We're actually holding right above previous all-time highs on the Qs. So really nice day yesterday. Really nice action on Tesla later day. Some nice action on pretty much all the names. Oklo, insane yesterday. A lot of straight up out of the gates that we've been seeing. But I hope you guys have had, some success from some of the things we've been keeping eyes on here. The Oklo one was the one that got away from me this week. I felt like we read Oklo like a book, and I just couldn't catch the move as good as I wish I did. I mean, it just couldn't find myself an entry point there, but that one was awesome. And then Tesla just sort of came out of nowhere for me yesterday, which was the biggest trade of the day for me. The Tesla was the reason I made the 5 figures on the day yesterday, and that one just came out of nowhere. But we knew our levels, right? And this is such a testament to, if you're in tune with your levels, if you're in tune with what needs to break, if you're in tune and ready to go because you're prepared from the morning, right? If I wasn't prepared yesterday for every possibility, then I wouldn't have probably caught Tesla as successfully as I did. So, it's you get prepared, you wait for something to happen, and when it happens, you know what you have to do. You know what you have to do to react to what's happening. You're prepared for it, right? And that is the goal. You have to be ready for it. If you're like Circle, for example, great example, right? Circle, I was not as prepared for Circle as I should have been. Now, when I saw Circle going straight up this week, I couldn't find confidence to trade it because I knew I didn't really know the levels. I wasn't very confident with what needed to hold or what was potential rejection points. I didn't know the lay of the land, right? And so I wasn't able to find the trade on Circle because I didn't want to just start to jump into something without knowing what was going on. Now, with Tesla, we knew we had the 359, the 355 zone. We knew that this was a major supply, and it broke yesterday, so I had confidence that it could continue over that area. And that's, what we were able to catch. So got to be prepared. As always, UNH was great as well. Yep, UNH looks good again today, Danny. Caesar, appreciate that. Cesar Roca, appreciate that, man. Thanks for joining the Coffee Fund. And I want to give a shout out. I'm not going to name any names, but if you're watching, you know who you are. I want to give a shout out to the person that emailed me and connected me with a coffee supplier yesterday. Unbelievable. Look at how quick we're moving. Not going to say the names, but I know you know who you are. So we actually might be getting something going here. I already got connected with someone that's a coffee supplier in the U.S. who wholesales coffee beans, and going to set up a meeting. And maybe we'll make this a nice collaborative. We'll get like some name ideas and just make it sort of a fun thing for us on the live stream. And then I'll be right here sipping some espresso, some TTL espresso on the live streams one day. All right, let's make it a good day. Press that like button if you could. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And here we go. We're back. Sorry about that. Desi error. User error. Can't hear, can't trade. That's right. What was I saying before I was rudely interrupted by my mic not working? I don't remember. Good morning. I'm back. What was I going to say? What was I saying? I don't remember what I said. Anyways, let's get started. Okay. So it's going to be a good day, man. I feel it. It's Friday. We've had a great week. We're going to take it east today. Take it east. Just going to see if anything really, stands out to us. Not going to screw up our week. And we're going to coast a little bit. It's a little bit of a coasting day. Seed, appreciate that, brother. The VIP. All right. So today, you guys can see on the economic calendar, consumer sentiment, inflation expectations, 10 o'clock. So let's just be aware of that. We're having a lot of problems today with the mic, guys. A lot of problems. Bear with me, huh? Jeez. All right. Consumer sentiment, inflation expectations. That's what we have on the docket today. And let's get into the levels before the mic starts messing up again. Here we go. NASDAQ futures. So we are trading into the all-time high level on the NASDAQ futures. You guys can see here from the Wednesday highs. Yesterday's highs were the exact Wednesday's highs. So pretty damn nice. I mean, the exact spot. You have your PPI high from Wednesday, right, at 24,046. And you can see that was the exact high day all day on the NASDAQ futures. So What does that tell me? Well, that tells me that that's going to be a potential rejection point again. All right, so let's be aware of that spot again today. What provided upside yesterday, right? I want you to remember something. What provided upside yesterday? The pullback. The pullback gave us room back into this high, right? So when you get pullbacks, you get room back into highs. So the problem here today is you are opening at that high. What would you want to not have to long into that high? You'd want a pullback, right? To long back into that high. So that's going to be something that I continue to look for. Where are the pullbacks that create opportunity, right? Today, right, we're opening right at this supply high. So, got to be a little bit careful of chasing longs out of the gates today and then getting smoked. I don't want that to happen today on a Friday, right? I don't want to be smoked off the open trying to long into supply. That's not interesting. Not really how I plan to end my week. So let's be careful of being long in between this 46 and 68 area. That is a 22-point zone that definitely could find some rejections. The all-time high on the dot is exactly 24,068.5. You can see right back here, that is the all-time high in the NASDAQ futures, and we are still trading below it. We are still trading below it, okay? So that is very important to understand this morning, right? That is very important to understand. So let's be watching that today, right in here. Let's be aware of that supply. If we get above it and we're holding above it to end this week and we're pushing off of it, then we're probably going up, we're all-time high breakout to end the week, which could be really nice. All right, so that's something that I will definitely be looking for. Can we hold the 68 to 46 zone today? Can we find buyers above these highs, and can we continue this move to the upside? If not, then we're looking for pullbacks. I'm going to be watching this zone around 980 to 24,000, right? 23,980, 24,000. If we break this 23,980, then I think you might see your move back to 23,900. And that could, again, present a bullish long opportunity on a pullback to a key demand, right? So something I will be watching. Okay. If we break below 23,870, we're coming back down to this low. Levels pretty much are the exact same today, guys, and we just have to trade off them. The levels will guide you. Let's go to the QQQ real quick. You guys can see here on the QQQ, we have the PPI high, which I actually think I have slightly off here. So hold on, let me adjust that. PPI high is right there. 584.77 is the PPI high. So let me go ahead and fix this real quick. 584.77. That is your PPI high right here. And you can see that is the high from yesterday. So for me, anywhere between, it looks to me like this 585, which is a very clean level, to 584.77. That looks to be the rejection point that I would be careful of today, right? Let's be cautious in this supply up here. If we hold above this level and start holding 585 today on the intraday, then you know that could present an upside opportunity on the QQQ. If you fail this level, right, and you start to see rejections under this, where are we going? Very nice. Back to the all-time high, right? This is an awesome potential break and retest of all-time highs today. The QQQ, the previous all-time high, is right here at 583.32. That is the exact daily all-time high, 583.32. On the 4-hour, it's a little bit different. It's 580. Oh, no, it is 583.32. So let me make sure I have that correct. I do not. 583.32 is the exact previous all-time high. So that is going to be the spot that look at this. Look at where this held in the pre-market today. 583.32. Look at this. There's your low of the pre-market at 583.35. So 3 cents. 3 cents off the all-time high right there in the pre-market today. So if that doesn't tell you what you should be watching, then I don't know what will. That is very clean, and then I'd actually probably mark this out down to the CPI high, which is right there at 583.17, right? 583.17 to 32. I'm going to go ahead and now mark this as a CPI high, and I can see already how the CPI high was the exact low here, later day, around 11 o'clock. Look at this. Look at this right here. This is 10.52 to 10.56. That is an exact hold above CPI highs. Look how beautiful. You have CPI highs. Pretty trappy right there to start the day. Very trappy right there, right? Couple traps there to, you know, fuel some more upside, trapping some. Really, it ends up trapping these shorts. Anyone that shorted back under it actually got trapped later day. But in the short term, right, anyone that chased this breakout, got sort of slammed. So a little bit sort of difficult there, right, on the QQQ yesterday. But eventually, look at how this cleaned up. This high, this low, and when that happened, that was what went higher. So that is definitely the zone for me today. If we get a pullback to this zone, which I don't know if we will, but if we do, that would be my spot to look for the pullback long. 583.32, 583.17. If we break back under CPI highs, then guess what? We're probably heading back towards that 581 again. So let's see what happens. Now, 585 is the major high above. If we hold above it, we're going higher. The Reclaim Ripper, yank. Man, what a yank. Way to go, brother. I mean, Yank's been part of the community for a long time. He's had his fair share of troubles, that's for sure. But he's continued to stay resilient, which is a true show of his character. Let's go, Yank. The Reclaim Ripper. Beautiful, man. That's a nice, clean equity curve. Nice, clean, sort of consolidate. Nice, you know, no crazy downside moves. Look at that. Just got to keep it up, man. Don't get cute, right? That's what happens. Don't get cute. Just got to keep doing the same thing. Don't get cute. If you've gotten $3,400 in 3 months, let's just keep doing what you're doing. Don't start changing things. That's when people start getting messed up. They get greedy, they start changing things, they start scaling up, and then everything just goes down the shitter. So keep it up. Way to go, Yank. TTLEB, trust the levels espresso blend. Love it. All right. Moving on, S&P 500. So there is a very, and I mean very A-plus setup today that I don't know whether you're going to get the trade. Paul, appreciate the donation, by the way, man. Thank you. I don't know if you're going to get this, but I can tell you that when you do, it's going to be A-plus, or at least it should be something to watch. It's an A-plus watch, and that is the retest of these highs. And these highs. And if you can trade back down to this level and you can get this move right here, this is your A-plus watch for the long side. This would be an incredible break and retest of these previous highs, which could be a beautiful long entry on the upside. I would be absolutely watching this. Make sure you have this level marked out. This is a really nice spot, guys. Please keep an eye on that. That would be a really clean retest of these highs right here. So make sure you got alerts set at 65.65 to 65.62. I would be watching for pullbacks to that level today. A nice little 50% retracement back into this high to create that new long. If you get that, be watching that. If you fail under that level, then you're going to trade back to the 65.41, which was the incredible hold from the CPI move in the pre-market yesterday. So either 65.65 area or 65.40 area. Those are my two fantastic pullback long opportunities that I would be continuing to watch on this market. Keep an eye on those two spots. If we do go deeper, then maybe that daily 20 SMA is sort of speaking to us a little bit, and maybe eventually we're going to need that pullback, which we always do long term, right? We always get those daily 20 pullbacks eventually, so we'll see. But for now, that high from Wednesday would be the sexy little hold, man. That would be an awesome, awesome retest. Back to 65, 65, 65, 62. Let's see if we get it. To the upside, it's pretty clear. We got a nice psychological 6,600 level up above on the ES, and that is just about as clear as it gets. Paul, with the gifted memberships. GG, Paul. Way to go, man. Thanks for giving back to the group. 65, 65 to 6,600. Watch that on the ES to the upside. Keep an eye on that rejection potential, right? If that fails today, then you will get your move back to 65, which would be really nice. So definitely keep an eye on that potential scenario. I will be very cautious of longing unless we are breaking and holding 6,500, right? If we are not breaking and holding 6,500 or 6,600, sorry, 6,600, then I would be more inclined to look for this pullback long back to 65, 65, right? On the SPY, it's the same thing. Look at the SPY. And guess what else that level is, my friends? It is the all-time high level. That would be incredible. Previous highs right here from Wednesday. That is also the previous all-time highs. Pullback long 655, 654.80. That is the money shot right there if we can get it. Not sure you will. You might just rip and go, right? Sort of just rip above this high, reclaim ripper over 658, 658.33. If you just get that, then you're going higher today. But if I start to see fails here today, I would be more inclined for that, right? Pull back long to these highs. If you fail under these highs, then you're coming back to 652. Nice stuff there today. There's some nice stuff out there today. It's just a matter of following it. IWM did exactly what we expected. I mean, it could not have been cleaner, guys. This is what we've been tracking for this entire week, since Monday of this week. And there you go, my friends. Previous highs into triple bottom lows, and bam, yesterday was the day. Not much else to say, man. Not much else to say. That's it. There it is. It's over. Congratulations. If you took the break and retest long, these previous highs turning into triple bottom lows. If you took that long and trusted this low, you made money. Congratulations. There's really not much else to say there. The next thing that I would be watching, the next move that I would be watching is a hold over this high or a hold over these highs. I'm not sure which one it's going to be. I think a little bit of a deeper drip back down towards 238.50 would probably be the more interesting move, right? To give it a little bit of a retracement, but it is possible that you just hold this Friday high. That Friday high is trying to hold right now. It's possible that it just sort of rips off this level today, but I would also be interested in a little bit of a drip back down towards Wednesday's highs, which would be a very nice opportunity. So, watching both of those highs on the IWM today. Dow Jones, Mike Jones, Daniel Jones, Chris Jones. Who remembers that? There's a blast from the past. John Paul Jones. What other Jones we got? I actually got a complaint about doing that, by the way, just so you guys know. I got an email saying how annoying it is that I do that last year, just so you know the type of people that I have to deal with at times. So 45.8, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, and previous highs. That is a, what is the sixth? Centuple? What is that? Bones Jones? Yeah, what is the sixth? The sixth top. Indiana Jones. There's another one. Mike Jones? Pull back to 45.8's your trade. Pretty simply put, guys. Simply put, 45.8. There's really no other trade. So if you want to trade the Dow in the right spot, you wait for a pullback to 45.8. If you want to chase it, maybe there's something around here that just sort of goes higher again. But the right trade is a pullback to 45.8 and a break and retest long. That's the trade. Okay. Jackson Hole Jones. All right, SMH. Above all-time highs. Here we go, guys. Above all-time highs. So you guys can see previous all-time highs, 303, 303, major double top high on the SMH previously back in August, and we can see that we are right now holding above and curling off of 303. So could be a pretty sick move on the SMH today if we do get that hold of 303. I would not mind a retracement to 300. That would also be a very nice opportunity. So either a 303 hold to just sort of keep this rally going, or a pullback and rip off of 300. Watching those two opportunities today. All right, that's going to be it for the Davy Jones locker. So that is going to be it for the market levels. If you guys could, please press that like button. Make sure to get your attendance form filled out for the day, as we have our giveaway at the end of today's live stream. Let's continue. Teslita. So Teslita had a day yesterday. It sure did. It got over our 359, 358, our 359 4-hour high. So we got above that. Did I not even... Hold on a second. Did I skip Tesla analysis today by accident? Oh my God. I did. Whoa, how did I do that? I skipped Tesla and Desi TA today. I don't even know how that came. I don't even know how that's possible. Okay. Wow. All right. So now we're just going to do it live. Let's do it live. So let's do this live. I'll post this in Desi TA after we get this done. So right now, it looks like you're holding this 367.70 spot, which is this weekly high. So let me go ahead and mark this. Let me just get this marked out for you guys, real time. Here we go. So, Tesla. First thing we're looking at is a sick hold over this weekly high right here. This weekly high right here is 342.40. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that out right now. 342.40 is this weekly high right here, and you can see that that was pretty much the low of this week. Right there. 342.40, this high. Look at the lows of this week. So that is money. Now, the next level that I'm watching are some more weekly highs. You can see right here this major weekly high rejection, 367.71. This one, 367.34. So that zone right there, these double top weekly highs, right? See this? Major high, major high. That is in right where the oh man, Tesla could be insane today. I mean, this is not, I mean, I don't know how, you can't make this up, guys. You can't make this one up. Look at this. Hold on. This is really treacherous in a good way. Really treacherous in a good way. Let me go ahead and get this on the charts real quick. So hold on. Look at this. Look at this. 367.34, 367.71. Look at that hold, right? See this on the 5-minute chart? See this? And this? And this? And the rejections from yesterday? See all that action right between that zone? That is the exact weekly highs right here and here. So that's wild. That, if we hold that, you have more to go. So that's number one. Now, you do have some of these lows around here, which are sort of, you know, something to be careful of. 373 looks to be the first spot to be slightly cautious of today. Looks like 373 lows right here on this weekly low looks like something to be cautious of. Okay? So that's going to be something I sort of watch today. Do we get over that 373? If we get above that, and we start holding above these weekly highs in that 373 zone, sort of all bets are off for me. I mean, this is going to be probably a run to 400, in my opinion. Maybe like to some of these daily highs around here, but this is all sort of messy. But really, for me, what the goal of today is for Tesla is to hold over these weekly highs and these double top on the daily, major weekly. If we hold above that, there is definitely some opportunity to the upside. And if we clear out 373 today, then this thing probably is going to be a ripper. Now, if you break back under that 367 level and you fail back under those weekly highs, that could be a little bit of a sign of some downside to come in. At that point, I would be looking at this high right here. Right there. That would be the level that I want to see hold. Between that and these right in here would be the area that I'd want to see Tesla try to hold on a pullback towards. That is the weekly highs. Let me go ahead and go to the weekly. That is this weekly high right here. That's 357.54. So you can see yesterday 357.54 was the area that we longed off of right here. This was our long yesterday. 357.54 was that area that I was watching for that long opportunity. So if we do break under those weekly highs right here, I would say this pullback would be good on Tesla. There might be some levels before that, right? But I don't think I would be very interested if we failed under this weekly level. If we fail under it, what I would simply wait for is for the market to reclaim it. Because you sure as hell know, if Tesla fails that weekly low and then reclaims back above it and holds it, you guys know what it is. It's the RR, and it's trademarked. It's the reclaim ripper, right? If you reclaim back above those weekly highs after failing it and leave a short trap below it, you are going to fuel this move like no other. So definitely watching this 367.34, 367.71 spot today. That is the money spot for me. That's got to hold. If that fails, a little bit of a hands off today to let things sort of cool off, and then we look to reload. Okay. That's Tesla. NVIDIA, nice consolidation here still. It's still consolidating over a very nice low, guys. So I would keep your eyes on this with the SMH going to new all-time highs. This is something that's worth watching. Keep an eye on this 176 zone on NVIDIA. You've had a nice squeeze. You're consolidating higher. You're holding above the daily 20 SMA. As long as this holds tight, you definitely could have that look for that breakout of 180. I would wait for the breakout of 180, though. Yesterday, this is classic people getting too aggressive off the open, okay? This is what you need to avoid, guys. This is the type of trade that smokes you. NVIDIA opens, it pushes over 180. I'm sure there was thousands of retail traders chasing over 180 yesterday, and they got a taste of it, right? Let's just say that. You do not want to be involved in that type of fake out and that type of trade. So what do we need to see? We need to see a legitimate hold over 180 to see if that can continue. AMD, not that interested. It's definitely been underperforming, so I think there's better semis to watch, but I will be watching this 158 level. If you can reclaim this low at 158, then maybe something starts to set up. But I think there's better semis to watch, and the top watch for me today is going to be Broadcom. If you look at this 4-hour chart on Broadcom, you really can't ask for a better pullback. This is the exact pullback that we said yesterday that we needed to create the new long, and guess what we did? We pulled back to the exact level. I can't make it up. All right, you go back to yesterday's live stream. Verbatim, we said, don't chase Broadcom, wait for a pullback to these highs. What happened? You got to pull back to these highs. So what does that mean? It's time to pay attention, right? Now it's time to pay attention. So what are we going to look for today? We're going to look for this high here or these highs here to create very strong buyers at 354, 357. And if we can reclaim this low and this low at 361, 360.95, I'm going to move it up to 361 actually because I just think it's probably the right spot. 361. If you hold above that low and that low, that is an RR. And I would be watching that today after holding a retest of this level. That looks very nice. MU is on some, I don't know what MU took, man. MU took something crazy. Took HIMS. Maybe MU and HIMS sort of met up and HIMS gave it the juice. But this thing is just out of control. All-time highs, 157.41. That's the level to be careful of above today. Maybe you can hold above some of these highs from yesterday, right in here between 155, 156. The best pullback continues to be 150. This thing might just rip out of the gates again, just like it did yesterday. This thing is nuts. you'd want to pull back, watch these previous highs from yesterday to potentially set up something. You can see it's trying to hold that 155 as we speak. TSM, there's one pullback level that I'm waiting for, and there's only one trade that I'd be looking for, and that is a pullback long at 254. There's no other trade here on TSM. Give me the gap fill. Give me the gap fill pullback long, right? Gap fill to this high, fill in this gap right here, look for 254 to hold, and then go long again. That's what I'll be looking for, 254 TSM. Let's see if we get it. SMCI, not that interested, but I will point out what is something to watch above. There is a gap to fill above over 48 right here, and I would be paying attention to that. So you can just see I have an alert set, looking to see if we do get over that 48.80 spot. If we do, gap to fill above, something to keep on your watch. ARM, very interested to see if ARM can hold above this retest level today, guys. Look at what's setting up here. This looks pretty damn interesting. Wednesday's highs holding as lows. This is a break and retest. You are consolidating above this 155. If you hold 155 today, I could see that gap fill still being something that's possible. So you have to hold over 155 today. Look at what this is trying to hold. Look at 155. Previous lows, previous rejection, previous highs right here. Look at the 4-hour retest that's trying to hold in this zone. If this holds, you're going to the gap fill at 161. Big watch. Okay, very nice. Really nice setups today. Palantir. Let's see if this holds this pullback, guys. This is very interesting today. Previous highs, can this hold? 161, 162, 164 zone. Can it hold in this high? Can it hold above these previous highs today? Can it continue to consolidate and create another leg higher? Daily 20, 162, 164. Pay attention to that zone. Hood, I'm getting a little turned off by Hood. It's just sort of getting heavy up here. It's made a humongous run. I think this one I might put on the back burner today. Some pullbacks would be good. 114 could get interesting if we can get back there. 112 would be even more interesting if we can get back there. So I'll be looking for some deeper pullbacks on Hood. These highs up here look a little bit sketchy to me. I'll put an alert above if it does start going above it, but for now I'm going to put this on the back burner. Akalo, unbelievable, man. Unfucking believable. 73. We talked about that 3-bar play on Akalo yesterday, right? The 1, 2, 3. That's the 3-bar play. Break, retest, long. Look at how beautiful. Perfect reclaim of that 73 spot. We had that marked out. This analysis all started off 70, by the way. 70 to 73, now 77, 76. So what are you looking for today? You're looking for this. Bam, bam. All right, so now we need a pullback to 76, 77. That's the correct thing to look for. Akko is also at these major daily highs, which if we break out above, this thing could really get going over 81.2. Then this goes to 85. Long-term shareholder of this one, I love it. Look at these daily 50 SMA holds. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful build back higher. I mean, this thing looks like it's just going to be healthy. So watching this 80 to 81 area, if it does squeeze above, there could be an opportunity, but I would prefer a pullback to this 76, 77 spot. Microsoft is still shit. I can't believe it. I thought yesterday we finally were able to get a break over 511. We're still failing it. So we'll see if it gets back above that today. Circle needs to get over this 138.50 to 136 zone. This is a must-break zone. I would prefer a pullback to 130 and the daily 20 or a pullback to 125. These would be great pullback longs to be watching on Circle. Looking to see if this continues higher. It needs to break 138.57. UNH, very interesting today. Look at the break and retest that's happening. This is, again, a beautiful looking setup. You have previous highs. Look for the retest hold. 351, 352 zone. Look for that to maintain and create that break and retest long. Right above Tuesday highs. Really nice stuff. Watching that very closely. CRWV, good pullbacks. I think it's going to create a second long. I just need to see where. I think possibly the daily 100 SMA, right? Look at how this little flag is forming on the 4-hour. I quite like it. I'm just waiting to see where that next strength comes in. Maybe a reclaim of the daily 50, that daily 100 right here. I need to see something start to come back higher. Over 123, this thing gets going. I have my alert set. Coinbase. Man, Coinbase could get sort of interesting soon, guys. Bitcoin's starting to find a little bit of something. Coinbase over 340. There is a major gap here on Coinbase. So watching this 337.58 to 340 area, this is a daily gap down. I would be interested to see if you can reclaim that 340 and then fill that gap. Coinbase is starting to heat up. There has been a nice hold. Look at this little hold here. Look at the higher low that is formed, right? It's starting to show you that it's not consolidating anymore. It's creating higher lows. So there's something happening here. You can see, look at this rejection here. Look at this rejection here. Look at the lows from yesterday and Wednesday. That's something different, right? Something different's happening here. There's some, there's some juice coming in. So watching previous day high on Coinbase today for a move into that 340, over 340, it could continue. Finally, the dark horse, man, shout out CH, shout out anyone else in the group that's nailed this thing. What a move, huh? 50 cents to $10, that's incredible. There's the level that I want you to be cautious of today, okay? Right here, these weekly lows and these weekly highs. See that? Weekly rejections, weekly holds, you're right into it today. 1070 to 1140, that's the zone I would be cautious of today. If you get above that, you're going. But you can see that this is the zone that's starting to fail it a little bit. So just be aware of this. Guys, if open pulls back, it's not that bad, right? This is normal. It's gone up 100% in 2 days. So really in a day. So a pullback is good. Let it pull back. Find that next opportunity. Just be careful at these highs today. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Let's go ahead and do our giveaway. So let me go ahead and get that set up. If you guys please press that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and go full screen here. Let me pull up the type form with all of our information. Okay. Daily attendance check form. Let's go to results. Responses. Let's filter to this week. And let's download this. 945 people filled it out. Very nice. Now, go over to our handy dandy grok. Please pick one person from this file and give me their first name and last initial. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, she's taking a while today. First name, Song L. Song, is that how you pronounce it? Song L. All right, let me make sure I got that before we move on. I'm going to hide this real quick. I don't want to dox anyone. That's what I'm being careful of. Don't want to dox anyone's names. Song L. I got it. I got your email, Song. I'm going to shoot you an email right now, actually. So bear with me. And we will get you your insiders merch. I think we're gonna step up the stakes on the giveaway soon too. Maybe some some cold hard cash. Song, I'll send you an email. Make sure to look out for that. with that, guys, that's going to be it, man. Still working on that little live stream thing that we mentioned. Not me again. Sorry, Margin. I wish, yeah. Still working on that little live stream, that 3-day live stream that we are working on. So some exciting stuff coming in the future here. Step up the giveaways. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. If you guys could, please press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I hope you have a fantastic Friday. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy some time off. And that's it, man. I will see you guys on Monday. Peace and love.